Hello children, a very warm welcome to all of you. Today we will start the summary lecture of the chapter children. We had moved towards the end of the lecture children. Grade 7 subject is science, chapter 5 acids, bases and salts. We will have the summary lecture of the chapter today children. A very small topic, that is salt is remaining. We will cover here only, okay? And after that we will have a look over the summary of the thorough chapter. That is, we will first have a look at the acids topic, then the base topic, and at the last the very short topic, that is salt, we will cover. Okay, so let's start today's lecture. A very small topic from the chapter children, that is salt is remaining. Let's have a look quickly over this topic. Salts are the substances which are prepared by neutralization reaction. Children, we had seen in the last lecture that what do we understand by neutralization reaction. Those reactions children which neutralize the effect of acid and base. So when we react acid and base together, what do? They kill their effects. Okay, they kill each other's effect. Okay, and they neutralize each other's effect and form the salt and the water. This is what is known as neutralization reaction. From this reaction we used to get the salts. Okay, there are many salts which are available in our day-to-day life. Okay, the very common example is your table salt, your common salt that you are utilizing in your kitchens. Okay, that is having the chemical formula sodium chloride. What it is known as? Sodium chloride. So the chemical formula of this particular substance will be Na. Okay, the prefix that we are utilizing. Okay, here the sodium is having the chemical name natrium. Okay, you are not aware of this. You will come to know about it in the next classes. Okay, in the higher grades. And we used to call sodium chemically, we had given up the name as natrium. So from that word we had taken the prefix Na. Okay, N is capital, A is small. So natrium, for chloride we had taken Cl. The letters that we had taken to make the formula is capital C and small l. So it forms NaCl. Okay. And how does it form children? It is formed when we react the acid, hydrochloric acid. The name as here it is given NaCl. Similarly for hydrochloric acid we had given the name. Hydro is for hydrogen H and for chlorine we had given the name Cl. Okay. So hydrochloric acid and the sodium hydroxide. Okay. For sodium again we are having Na, and for hydroxide we are having the formula OH. Okay, hydroxide means one atom of hydrogen and one atom of oxygen. So OH. So NaOH. When HCl reacts with NaOH, from here the Na and Cl combines together to form NaCl. That is your common salt. What is remaining here children now? OH and H. So H2O. The remaining one will be your water content, that is H2O. Fine. There are certain examples for salt children which we are finding in our day-to-day life. Like we are having sodium bicarbonate, which is used as a fire extinguisher. Then we are having potassium nitrate, which we are utilizing as an additive in fertilizers. Fine. So there are many examples like that. Fine. And here we had seen one example of sodium chloride, that is also known as your common salt. After the finish of this topic children, let's have a look over the summary of the chapter. And after that we will finish the homework portion for the chapter children. So let's start for the summary and have a quick look at the topics that we had covered under this chapter. Let's start the first topic of the chapter, children. Let me introduce you first. Okay, what are acids, what are bases, and what are salts? Children, these are the basic contents which are found in the organic and inorganic substances. These are the main contents which are found. Okay, and we classify it on the basis of their properties. There are some basic properties which are found for only acids. There are some basic properties which are found only for the base. For example, if I tell you for some organic substances, like we are having tamarind at home, we are having curd at home, if we are having the citrus fruit at home, if you eat those substances, children, you will notice it is giving a sour taste. Okay, that sour taste identifies its acidic content. Okay, next we are having the baking powder at home. Okay, you are having the baking soda which you are mixing it in some fermented foods. For making fermented foods, we add that. Okay, that is somewhat bitter in taste. So that bitterness shows its basic nature. Okay, that is why it is included in the bases. Then last is your salt. If you had eaten the normal salt, NaCl, that is found, common salt at home, okay, now that are also found with somewhat bitter taste. Okay, so that is also having a specific column, that is salts. Okay, so let's start the topic. What are acids? Acids are substances which are having sour taste and they turn blue litmus red, children. Okay, they are having a sour taste and they convert blue litmus papers into red. Now, what are blue litmus papers? Children, it is a kind of indicator. Okay, it is formed from the lichens. Lichens we had studied in the last chapter, that it is a symbiotic relationship of two organisms, that is algae and fungi, which is found in the nature. From that we make the litmus strips. Those litmus strips, children, are found basically in two colors. It is found in the red color. It is also found in the blue color. So if you dip this blue color strip into the acidic solution, it will change its color into red, which shows the presence of acidic content. Similarly, if you dip the red strip into the acidic solution, it will not change the color. Okay. So the blue strip will convert into red color if it is dipped into the acidic solution. Acid word is obtained from the Latin word acer, which means sour. Children, acer is a Latin word which means sour. As acids are having sour taste, which is common for almost all the acids, that is why we had named it as acid. Okay, we are having many examples: acetic acid, oxalic acid, lactic acids. There are many examples which we will see in the next topic. Okay, the organic acids which are found in the household products or we are coming across in our day-to-day life, we will see in the next topic. Okay. Let's move on to the next topic, children. Classification of acids. On the basis of 2-3 properties, children, we are classifying the acid. The very first one is the sources. The sources from which we obtain the acid. We classify the acid into 2 types. Very first one is organic or the natural acid. Second one is artificial or the inorganic acids. What do we understand by organic or natural acids? Children, which are found from the organic products, which are found from the natural products, okay, that are known as natural acids, like oxalic acid found in the tomatoes, then citric acid which is found in the citrus fruits like lemon, orange, etc. So these are known as organic acids. Next one is artificial and the inorganic acid, children. Artificial acids which are made in the laboratories with the help of chemicals, with the help of some minerals. When we artificially make acid which is very strong in nature, which is very corrosive in nature, okay, it can harm your skin, it can burn your skin. That are known as your artificial and inorganic acids. For example, we are making concentrated hydrochloric acids, nitric acid in the laboratories with the help of some chemicals, okay. Second one, on the basis of the strength, acids can be classified into two types, strong acids and the weak acids. Children, strong acids are formed with the help of minerals. The chemicals from which they are formed in the lab, they can be strong in nature, okay. They are highly corrosive. They can cause harm to your skin. They can burn your skin. For example, we are having the concentrated hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, etc. Next is weak acids, children. Weak acids are generally the organic acids. You know very well that we eat the acids, okay. When we eat the tomato, we are eating the oxalic acid. When we are eating curd, we are eating the lactic acid. So they are mild in nature and they can be eatable, okay. They cannot cause any harm. They are mild. For example, the citric acid, oxalic acid, which are found in the fruits and the vegetables. Third one, children, based on the solution with water. When we are mixing the acid with water, children, need to be taken care of that we should not directly add water in the concentrated acids, otherwise it could be explosive in nature, okay. There are some techniques with the help of which we can add water in the acid, okay, which are known as the mild acids, children. So here are two types, concentrated acid and dilute acid. Concentrated acid are having less amount of water content and it is purely the mineral content, okay. They are purely chemical contents it is carrying, whereas in the dilute acid it is carrying some amount of chemicals and some amount of water, which makes it mild in nature, okay. Like we are having the dilute sulfuric acid, we call it as dilute, DIL dot, okay. The prefix we add before the name of the acids for denoting dilute acids, that is dilute sulfuric acid and dilute hydrochloric acid. Children, dilute hydrochloric acid is found in your stomach, okay. We had studied in the last chapter. Concentrated acid, having the example concentrated nitric acid, concentrated hydrochloric acid. Children, these acids are generally made in the labs with the help of minerals, with the help of chemicals we make it, okay. So concentrated acids are made in lab with the mixture of chemicals. Next topic, children, properties of acids. We are having several properties of acid with the help of which we can identify the acidic substances. Very first one is they are sour in taste. If you had tasted the organic acidic substance like your citrus fruit, they are having sour taste. They could be soluble in water, okay. There are some highly concentrated acids which are mixed in water with the help of some techniques only, but they can be soluble, okay. It's not like that we cannot dissolve the acid in the water. We can dissolve, but with the help of some techniques. Third one is they conduct the electricity. Fourth, they are highly corrosive in nature. they could harm your skin, they could burn your skin. Okay, so they are corrosive in nature. It can be stored in the plastic or the glass containers. Children, it is highly recommended to keep the acidic substance in plastic or glass containers, because if you keep it in the metal container, it can react with the metal, okay, and it can damage the container. That is why it is always stored in the plastic or the glass container. Let's have a look at the next topic, children. Base. What are bases, children? Base are those substances which are bitter in taste. This is one of the property that you find in the basic substances, that it is bitter in taste. It contains basic ingredients and their solutions are basic in nature. Children, mainly those components which are having basic content, fine, they are found to be bitter in taste. Also, they are slippery in touch. When you touch those substances, they will be found to be somewhat slippery. Okay. For example, if you had seen the soaps, if you had taken the shampoos, then you had seen the washing powder, washing soda. Okay. All these things are slippery in touch. Fine. Now, here are some common examples of base which are found in our household products. Fine. Let's have a look at this. Sodium bicarbonate is found in the baking soda that we are utilizing as an additive in fermented food products. Okay. Then we are having the calcium hydroxide, which is found in the lime water. Now, children, the lime water and the lemon juice, both are different. We had studied in the acid topic that lemon juice contains citric acid. Okay, but here it is written as lime water. This is different from that. Okay, it contains calcium hydroxide. Next is ammonium hydroxide, which is found in the window cleaner substances. Sodium and potassium hydroxide is found in the soaps and detergents. Magnesium hydroxide, which is found in milk of magnesia, also known as antacids. Fine, children. If you had seen ENO, okay, that is a kind of antacid. Means it kills the effect of acidity in the stomach. Okay, antacid. Okay, so it kills the effect. It neutralizes the effect of an acidic substance in the stomach. Let's have a look at the next topic, children. The type of base. On the basis of their solubility, on the basis of their reaction, we had classified base into two types, weak base and the strong base. This is very highly reactive in nature. For example, for cleaning the clothes, you have seen that the stained clothes can be easily cleaned with the help of washing sodas. Okay, so sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are generally very reactive in nature, and they are utilized for the washing purpose. We are having the weak base, antacids, children, that can be edible. Okay, it is mild in nature. Magnesium hydroxide is found in the antacid and it is a weak base. Ammonium hydroxide is another example. Next we are having properties of bases. Okay, what are the properties? They are slippery in touch. They are bitter in taste. Acids are sour in taste, whereas base are bitter in taste. Okay. Next we are having, they can conduct electricity. Okay. Acids can also conduct electricity and the base can also conduct electricity. Next we are having, few bases are water soluble, whereas some are insoluble in water. Children, as we had seen that all the acids were soluble in water, but in the case of base, some are soluble whereas some are insoluble. What are indicators? Indicators are those substances which indicate the presence of acidic or basic content in the given sample. Fine, children? In this chapter, we will going to study the concentrated acids as well as the dilute acids. I had told you in the last lecture also that there are some acids in the nature that we prepare by ourselves artificially in the laboratories. When the acids are prepared artificially in the laboratories, they could be concentrated, they could be highly reactive, they could be corrosive in nature. Therefore, they could harm us. They can burn our skin. Therefore, it is always recommended, children, not to touch or not to taste those kind of acids. Hence, the question arises now, how do we identify whether the given content is having the acidic or the basic behavior? So, for that, we are having certain substances. Fine. Those are known as indicators, which identifies the presence of acidic or basic content in that given sample. Okay? And there are mainly two type of indicators we are finding. Okay? Natural and the artificial. In the pretext lecture, I had given you certain activities in which you had prepared the indicators by yourself. We can prepare it naturally. We can prepare it at our home. Fine. Like China rose solutions, then the turmeric solution, these can be prepared by ourselves. Then the litmus solution is found to be prepared by the lichens. Fine. Then red cabbage solution. This can also be prepared naturally, children. But there are some artificial indicators also which can be prepared in the laboratories and which are helping us in the science labs for the identification of acidic and basic contents. Okay. Examples are methyl orange and the phenolphthalein. These are the well-known two indicators which are being used in the laboratories, children. Now, let's have a look in brief how these indicators are actually working. What kind of color change, what kind of observations they are giving for the given samples. Let's move on to the next topic. Let's talk about the working of some natural indicators, children. Very first, we are having the litmus solution. Children, litmus solution and the litmus paper are made by lichens. I have told you this before also. Okay. Lichens is a symbiotic relationship of algae and fungi. Okay. And it is found in different colors, in different dyes, in different colors. Okay. So those different colors are being utilized as a indicator. Fine. The litmus solution is basically purple in color. Okay, very light pink, light purple in color, and when you put it in the acidic solution, it will turn into red. Whereas if you put it in some basic solution, say caustic soda, or you are having the soap solution, you are having the shampoo solutions at home, okay, it will turn into blue color. Whereas the litmus papers, which are found in two different colors, that is red and blue, fine, they are also giving some different results. When you dip it in the acidic solution, the blue litmus paper will turn into red, whereas if the red litmus paper is dipped in a basic solution, it will turn into blue. Fine, children? So these are just opposite of each other, and one thing need to be taken care of. Here, blue strip is dipped in the acidic solution, but if you dip the red strip, no color change you will find. Okay. Similarly, in the basic solution also, a red strip when dipped in the basic solution, it gives blue color, whereas if you dip the blue strip, it will not change its color. Next we are having the turmeric solution. Okay, the turmeric solution gives no color change in the acidic solution, whereas it turns from yellow to red or orange, means somewhat reddish orange color when it is dipped in the basic solutions. Okay, when it is dissolved in the basic solution. Next we are having the China rose. China rose is having a light pinkish color, somewhat reddish pink color. Okay, so when you dissolve it or when you mix it with the acidic solution, it will give you a deep pink color, whereas if you mix it with a basic solution, it will give you the green color. Fine. Similarly, red cabbage, that is also used as an indicator, which is having the magenta solution, magenta color solution. Okay, if you mix it in some acidic solution, children, it will turn into red, which gives the presence of acidic content in the given sample. Similarly, if you mix it with a basic solution, it will turn into yellow. Children, these color changes are the observations, are the proof that the acidic or the basic content is present in some natural or inorganic substances. Fine. Now let's have a look at the synthetic indicators also. Fine. Now let's have a look at the working of artificial indicators. These are some of the well-known artificial indicators, children. Methyl orange, as the name suggests, it is light orange, it is orangish in color. Okay, when it is mixed in any acidic solution, children, it turns into red color, whereas when it is mixed with any basic solution, then it turns into yellow color. Children, why we are doing this? Okay, the aim should be known to you. The change in color, children, the observation of these color change shows you whether the content you are having, either it is organic or it is inorganic. Okay, is acidic in nature or it is basic in nature or it is salt in nature or it is neutral, anything. Fine. So that is why we are doing this. Okay. Next we are having the phenolphthalein solution. The phenolphthalein solution, children, is colorless, and when you mix acid to this, it remains colorless again, whereas it changes its color to pink when it is mixed with any basic solution. Fine. The last portion of the topic, children, homework portion. So let's have a look over the homework that you need to do in your classworks. First question, is the distilled water acidic, basic or neutral? How would you verify it? You need to tell what is the nature of water, whether it is acidic or basic or it is neutral in nature, and how will you verify it? Okay. Second question, describe the process of neutralization with the help of an example. Question number 3, sodium hydroxide and hydrochloric acid neutralize each other and form salt and water. Is it a true or a false statement? Question number 4, explain why. There are 3 portions in the question, children. Very first one, an antacid tablet is taken when you suffer from acidity. Why do we take antacids? That you need to write here. Question B, calamine solution is applied on the skin when an ant bites. Why do we apply calamine solution when any ant bite on the skin? That you need to write. Fine. The remaining C portion, factory waste is neutralized before disposing it into the water bodies. You need to explain why do we dispose the factory waste before throwing it into any water body. Okay. Last question, Dorji has a few bottles of soft drink in his restaurant. But unfortunately, these are not labeled. He has to serve the drinks on the demand of customers. One customer wants acidic drink, another wants basic, and the third wants neutral drink. How will Dorji decide which drink is to be served to whom? So here you need to write the role of indicators. Okay children? How indicators are helping Dorji to identify the nature of the drink. Last portion of the lecture today children, the homework solution from lecture 2 we are having. State the differences between acids and base. I had told you about these topics children. Now let's have the difference between them. Acids are sour in taste whereas bases are bitter in taste. When acid are added to the litmus solution, that is light pink, purple in color, it turns into red, whereas base turns into blue color. Some examples here given for acids: curd, lemon juice, etc. Whereas for bases we are having baking soda, soap, lime water, etc. Question number 2 children. Ammonia is found in many household products such as window cleaners. It turns red litmus blue. What is the nature? Bases turn red litmus blue. So nature of ammonia will be basic. Okay. As I had told you in the lectures that base convert red into blue. Okay. Answer 3 is sodium hydroxide turns blue litmus red. It was a true and false statement. So this statement is false. Fine, because sodium hydroxide is basic in nature. So it will not turn blue litmus red, but it will turn red into blue. Answer 4 is tooth decay is caused by the presence of base. No, it is caused by the acids which remains with the food product that remain in our mouth. Okay, so this is also a false statement children. Last question we were having, blue litmus paper is dipped in a solution, it remains blue. What is the nature of the solution? Explain. If the blue litmus paper when dipped in the solution remains blue, it implies that the solution is either basic or it is neutral. Okay, the nature of the solution will be basic or neutral, because if it was an acidic solution only, then only it will turn blue litmus paper into red. Otherwise, if the color remains the same, that implies that the solution will be either basic or it could be neutral in nature. So this is it for the lecture today children. Kindly let me know if you are finding any doubt from the chapter. Thank you.